You want a home-cooked meal? Let's make some homemade beef short ribs. I was at Costco yesterday, so I picked up some really nice boneless ones, okay? Usually I get the short ribs and they have the bone on the side. Well, these are boneless, so we're going to make red wine braised short ribs. Follow along. You might like this recipe. Yes, there's a lot of ingredients, but it is a wholesome, beautiful, homemade meal with carrots, celery, onions, some beautiful fresh herbs, and of course, the red wine. We're going to be using our stock pot today. It's going to simmer and become a delicious, hearty, hefty, nice beef meal. And you can accompany it with some mashed potatoes. Follow along and see how I'm going to prepare this. This was about 2 pounds of short ribs, and we want to salt and pepper them on both sides. We want to heat up our Dutch oven. Put about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. You want to take 1 onion and you want to chop that up finely. I'm going to use a little food processor to chop that up. Along with the onion, I'm going to add about 8 cloves of garlic. We're going to take 2 stalks of celery, and I also added the leaves of the celery, and we're going to chop them up finely. Should look like this. You want to take 2 carrots, and you want to chop them finely also. In our heated Dutch oven, we're going to put in our boneless short ribs. We're going to just let them brown on each side. Besides the salt and pepper, we're going to sprinkle on some garlic powder on each one, both sides, some paprika, some onion powder, and just a little bit of oregano. When our short ribs have browned, we'll turn them over and we'll do the other side. Once our short ribs are browned, we're going to remove them and put them on a plate and put them aside. Now we'll add in our onions and garlic, our chopped celery, put in our carrots, and I'm using 4 ounces of mushrooms from a can. They've been washed and rinsed. Give that a stir. Add a little salt because we salt in layers, and pepper. We'll add in 2 bay leaves. We'll let this cook on the stove for about 5-6 minutes until everything has softened. It's been about 5 minutes. We're going to add in 5 thyme sprigs and a nice large piece of rosemary. And we'll let that cook in there for 2 minutes. We're going to be adding some wine. Make sure that you have a good wine, a wine that you would drink, and nothing that's a cooking wine. You want to use a Cabernet or a Merlot, and we want 1½ cups to go in here. We'll let that cook off a minute or 2, and the next step will be tomato paste. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste and 15 ounces of crushed tomatoes, and mix. For the crushed tomatoes, if you don't have crushed tomatoes like I didn't today, I used diced tomatoes, but I crushed them in a little food processor to get the consistency of crushed tomatoes. So 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes will get you crushed tomatoes. We're going to add some beef stock now, 1.5 cups. Now this process has taken about 10 to 15 minutes to get everything in here. Okay, we'll take our short ribs now and we'll put them back in. Okay, we're going to put it on a simmer now, and this will cook until it's fall apart. Being that they're boneless, I'll let you know exactly how long it took me. For this kind of a winter day in New Jersey, this is a good meal. I'll have some mashed potatoes ready at the end. And this is red wine braised short ribs with mushrooms. Put your lid on. Our red wine braised short ribs with mushrooms is ready. Because they're boneless, they cooked a lot quicker. I had these cooked in about 2.5 hours. Let's have a look. The first thing you want to do, pick out the stems from the thyme and the rosemary. They're pretty much easy to remove. What I also did was add a thickening agent. You can either use a potato starch or cornstarch. I wanted to thicken this up a little bit, so let's get a plate and see how it tastes. I have a little bit of mashed potato here. You could take the spoon and just cut the short rib. Look at that. I prefer to have something like this than a beef stew. Sprinkle with a little fresh parsley. That's a hearty meal on a Saturday in New Jersey. Look at the way it just cuts. If you could just taste this, I wish you could. The flavors of the wine and the braising and the slow cooking and the meat falling apart. That's why I love short ribs. You have to try them. And these boneless, I'll never go back to the bone ones. The flavors are beyond imaginable. A very French-inspired dish. The herbs truly stand out in this. I'll take this any day over a beef stew. Here's another one that goes down in the books. Red wine braised short ribs. If you like this recipe, you follow here for plenty more.